Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about something that I think is going to be pretty game-changing for presentations.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, Microsoft Copilot, but specifically we're looking at how it's being integrated into PowerPoint.
Makes sense. Presentations are kind of a pain point for a lot of people.
Totally. And we've got some really interesting insights from, let me see, pasted text. It's this report, and then there's a whole section called Spotlight on PowerPoint. Supercharge your presentations with Microsoft Copilot.
Okay, so are we talking about like AI actually helping us make better presentations?
Exactly. So I don't know about you, but I have definitely pulled way too many all-nighters trying to get a PowerPoint presentation to look somewhat decent and, actually get my message across.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like you're fighting the software, the content, and the clock all at the same time.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
And, it can be really tough to make those presentations engaging, right?
Yeah, for sure. So you're saying Copilot could be a solution to this?
That's what this report seems to indicate. One of the first things that really stood out to me was its ability to, get this, generate entire slide decks from just like a basic outline.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Imagine you could just say something like, create a presentation on the benefits of remote work, and boom, Copilot gets to work building the whole thing.
So are we talking about like just saving time on formatting here, or is there more to it?
Well, saving time is definitely a huge part of it. I mean, just imagine not having to wrestle with all that formatting and structure. But, and I think this is even more significant, what Copilot really does is free you up to really focus on, the content, the quality of your message.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like having an assistant to take care of all the tedious stuff so you can concentrate on the big picture.
Exactly. Okay, but get this, is another feature that really caught my eye. We've all seen those boring, visually unappealing slides. Copilot can actually help make your presentations look, well, good.
Interesting. How does it do that?
Well, I was wondering the same thing. So the report says that unlike just throwing on some random template, Copilot uses actual design principles when it makes suggestions.
Oh, okay. So it's more sophisticated than I initially thought.
Right. Like it might suggest, for instance, a color palette that actually complements your content, creates visual harmony, or recommends fonts that are known for being readable on screen.
Oh, wow. Those are the kinds of details that a professional designer would consider.
Exactly. And I probably would miss that if we weren't doing this deep dive.
Hmm.
But what it really means is that Copilot isn't just making things pretty, it's actually applying design thinking, which is super cool.
Yeah, totally. And that can make a huge difference in how your presentation is received.
For sure. And it gets even better. Think about those times you've struggled to create like a chart or graph that actually makes sense, is visually engaging and informative.
Oh, yeah. It's easy to make those way too complicated.
Totally. But apparently, Copilot can help with that too. You can tell it what kind of data you want to visualize.
Wait, so you can just say, create a pie chart of our market share, and it'll do it.
That's what the report says.
So it's not just about making things look fancy, it's about choosing the right chart type to make the data clear and understandable.
Precisely. And that's, super valuable. Okay, let's shift gears for a second. Another common presentation problem, too much text.
Oh yeah, the dreaded wall of text. Nobody wants to read that.
I know. But thankfully, Copilot can help with that too. According to this report, it can take dense information, like from a report, and get this, condense it into bullet points, pulling up the key takeaways.
So you're saying I could theoretically feed it a huge report and say, summarize this for me, please.
Pretty much.
That would be amazing, especially when you're pressed for time.
Absolutely. And speaking of time savers, there's one more feature I want to talk about. I think you're going to love this one. It's all about practicing your presentation.
Practice with Copilot.
Yeah. I know it sounds a little strange, but it's actually super cool. The report says that Copilot can actually analyze your presentation and, get this, generate potential questions based on your slides.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about like a virtual Q&A session with an AI?
Pretty much. So it's not just like random questions. Copilot's actually thinking about your content and coming up with questions that someone might realistically ask you during your presentation.
So you can practice your answers and anticipate those curveball questions beforehand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that kind of preparation can make a huge difference in your confidence, right? You go into that presentation feeling prepared no matter what questions come your way.
That's incredible.
I know, right? It's pretty genius. Honestly, I think this feature alone could completely change the way people approach presenting.
Totally.
So to recap, what we're seeing with Copilot is a really powerful tool that can streamline the design process, make presentations more visually appealing, help us create and refine our content, and even gives us the chance to practice and get feedback.
And it's all powered by AI, which is kind of mind-blowing.
I know. So I think the big takeaway here is that Copilot has the potential to really raise the bar for presentations.
Yeah, for sure. Imagine a world where presentations are consistently more engaging, more data-driven, more informative, and, ultimately more effective at communicating ideas.
Exactly. And, that leads me to a question for our listeners to think about. How might the integration of these AI features into something as common as PowerPoint impact workplace communication in general? It's something to consider. That's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
See ya.